helping.
You're welcome. I just wanted to help.
Brad just got home. We got some fresh produce, which seems like it's just more expensive than ever. It's ridiculous. But you gotta have it. And in true me fashion, as soon as he walks in the door, I ask if he can help me with something. The entryway I love. I think it's so cute, and I want to hang these staggered up there, like 3 of them at different heights up above the entryway table. Hi, Alice. Update on her hemangiomas. I think the medication that she's on, like the current dose and amount, is barely holding back growth. Do you see how like red it is underneath?
Is she on like Nutrafol?
I'm also giving her Nutrafol, so maybe that's inhibiting some of the action of the beta blocker. Oh, are you trying to eat?
Yeah, those are awfully red.
Her hair looks really red. So I was just asking Brad if he knows where. It looks like I cut my hair off. I didn't cut my hair off. Just asking Brad if he has a ladder that he can reach the ceiling up there. Do you have one that you know of where
I
it is?
might, yeah, I might.
Okay. We could always stack it on something. You could put a ladder on this table.
If I had $1 for every time I did that.
That's something he would do. That's why it's so funny. We're also discussing not building a house. I'm just kidding, kind of. I don't know. Brad said he was watching this channel on YouTube called Keep Your Daydream, and it's this family that they just RV, I mean, almost full time. They have some real estate as like a home base, but they rent it out when they're not in it, and spend a very large majority of their time in an RV. And so Brad comes in the door and he's like, it just really makes me want to not build a house because, you know, once you build a house, you are tied to a pretty significant mortgage for a long time. And so then we're like, well, let's just compromise. This is like the song and dance that we have been doing for 2 years.
Conversation on the blog not too long ago.
Yeah, it's just always, it's
Before we fired our builder.
Before we fired our builder, yeah, we kind of teetered with this idea. It's the problem of having too many good choices, but there's definitely a give and take, and it's like, what do we truly want as a family? Do we want more time together as a family? You know what will make you want to not be tied to a large mortgage is watching Tiny House Nation or whatever, because it's just like episode after episode of people who are trying to get free of the exact scenario we're kind of setting ourselves up for.
That's exactly what it's like. We're making money just to buy stuff.
Yes, but it's not stuff, it's a house.
Yeah.
And I especially am like a lover of homes and like to think of myself as a homemaker, and it brings me joy to like make our environment homey. And so to have my own home that I pick out everything for would be just a dream come true. But it doesn't need to be, like, it doesn't need to be a mansion. It doesn't need to be huge. I don't know. It's like, is that dream big enough and strong enough that it outweighs potentially having more time as a family? But then as we're sitting here talking about this, I'm telling Brad, like, I cannot see you, if we don't build a house, I can't see him being home more. Like, I don't foresee that changing anything with the way we currently live. I just don't think that you'll be around more. So you're saying like, yeah, let's not build a house so that I can work less, and then you're just gonna work just as much as you were, is what I feel like is gonna happen.
And then I would just retire earlier.
Okay.
No, I mean, I would love to be I'm under contract though to be in clinic a lot.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see when that contract ends.
Uh-huh.
What we look like, because it's for a while, so we'll see.
Yeah. I think when you have a decision of this magnitude, like this is a pretty big decision in the course of your life, the best thing to do when you can't, like I have no mental clarity on this whatsoever. I just don't feel like I'm pulling one way or the other currently. And I think the best thing to do is to just sort of wait and like be quiet in your mind about it and see if, like, depending on what you believe in, meditate on it or pray about it. And I feel like this is kind of where we were at with our 2 embryos, where we were deciding if we were going to use our final 2 embryos that were frozen, and we couldn't come to a clear decision on that. We were polar opposites on what we felt, and then what needed to happen was time needed to pass, and then we needed some more information, I guess, before, like, those 2 things both had to happen. And then also, like, the timing of when to transfer them, we knew we wanted to transfer them in the fall so that we would have spring babies, just logistically for illnesses and stuff, but we were deciding whether we wanted to transfer them last fall.
Didn't work out.
Yeah, no joke. And then they got COVID at 8 weeks old. Then we were deciding, yeah, like, do we want to transfer them? This was back last summer. Do we want to transfer them this fall or next fall? Kind of thinking through the ages of what the kids would be. And ultimately that kind of answered itself too. Like, we were living at the cabin and just everything lined up for it to be a good decision to go ahead and transfer them that fall. Our nanny was available. That was a big aspect of our decision, was that our nanny was available and willing to be here full time during the time frame that we would be bringing, like, newborn babies home. And she's no longer full time, but, like, we had her for the time frame that we needed her. And so anyway, all that to say, like, we're thinking through and thinking out loud, talking through major decisions that we are making in our lives and sharing that thought process with you guys. So probably a lot of couples go back and forth and waver on decisions, especially of this magnitude, but really all you see as, like, a person outside their lives is the final decision that they make, when in reality, like, it's really normal to go through and just kind of think through things thoroughly, don't you think?
Totally.
So you have to keep that in mind. Like, when we're vlogging, we're talking about what we're thinking about that day, and that's what we're sharing with you guys. And sometimes big decisions like this are not clear cut and maybe won't be until some more time passes, or, like, circumstances change, or there's just, like, a pivotal moment in our life where we're like, no, I definitely know that I want to start scaling back my work life soon. And then we'll know, like, kind of how we need to proceed from there.
Amen, sister.
Anything to add?